You wake before the sun. The world is soft and small. Your feet know the cold earth. Your hands know the weight of a bucket. You learn early how to bend and how to wait. Every morning teaches strategy. The first lesson, scarcity sharpens focus. Level 1, the boy. You steal glances at maps you can't read. You memorize names because names are debts, promises bullets. You watch a man on a wall and feel in your chest the first taste of wanting to be larger than your life. You fetch water, but you study footsteps. You watch who is given bread and who is given orders. You learn the rhythm of power, who gives, who takes, who trembles. You learn that power is a currency. You start counting. Level 2, the recruit. You trade your sandals for a belt. They teach you to stand still for long hours. They teach you to obey without thinking. You find the freight of uniforms, identity, language, privilege. You are handed a rifle and a promise. Promise tastes like fear and cigarettes. You find a new family in the barracks, blunt faces, sharper loyalties. You practice shouting commands you don't yet understand. You discover that obedience is portable power. You keep a ledger in your head, favors owed, favors gained. Quick alliances make you safer than truth. Level 3, the officer. You give orders and people move. You learn how to make decisions that ripple. You stop seeing individuals. You see zones of influence. You learn timing, when to reward, when to wait, when to break a will. You learn to use violence sparingly, like seasoning. A whisper in the right ear buys decades. You begin to love protocol because it makes chaos legible. You begin to practice the art of plausible deniability. You taste the intoxicating quiet after a successful purge. You start collecting small debts, contracts, loyalties, secrets. Level 4 are the colonel. You have a name that echoes in corridors. You sit behind a desk with a fan that never stops. You learn the economics of obedience. Bribes are now budgets. You learn to convert fear into revenue. You build network suppliers, informants, protégés. You know how to make elections into theater. You wield titles like knives. Your signature becomes currency. You discover that the state is a business with endless accounts. You balance books with gestures and threats. Level 5, the conspirator. You whisper in the dead of night. You assemble names like chess pieces. You exchange promises and bloodlines. Trust is a contract drafted in shadows. You learn to read the maps of desire, who wants power, who fears losing what they have. You plant rumors like mines. You finance loyalties, and you buy silence. You learn that conspiracies are ecosystems. Every betrayal seeds another. You become a collector of leverage. You sleep less. You begin to plan how the rooms will smell when you walk into them as master. Level 6, the Junta member. You wake to the sound of boots in a different tone. The coup tasted like metal and oil. You inherit a trembling state and a map of old alliances. You are part of a council that pretends to serve the nation. You learn realpolitik between coffee cups. You securitize everything: media, borders, banks. You understand now that power needs architecture. You redesign laws like scaffolding. You normalize your presence with decrees and ceremonies. You create the first monuments, not to yourself, but to inevitability. You begin to institutionalize fear as governance. Level 7, the strongman. You stage manage chaos and call it order. You sell stability in exchange for access. You expand the state into every market that can be privatized. You create shell companies as organs of power. You learn to launder not just money, but memory. You host gala dinners where promises are served with champagne. You keep the media fed and the prisons full. You legitimize your rule with elections that look like consent. You are an empire made manageable. Level 9, the supreme leader. You are a voice across radio, a face on coins. The cult is surgical. You replace dissent with rituals. You commission murals of smiling children and obedient soldiers. You are worship and infrastructure together. Every schoolbook mentions your name in a paragraph about destiny. You command time itself, birthdays, holidays, mourning. You invent enemies so your people will never look at themselves. You privatize immortality through statues and foundations. Power becomes metaphysical. You stop being a man and become an idea.